powerful is this gesture to you?
It's a gesture that speaks volumes.
Welcome, Chief.
Thank you.
How powerful is this gesture to you?
It's a gesture that speaks volumes. Oh, back to the handshake.
You remember that, don't you?
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yes,
man.
indeed. Welcome to SaharaSports101. How good it is to be back in the studio with my co-presenter, Faloye, the Humble Prince.
Yeah, it's great to be
and
back,
on
man.
today's show, we have Nana Kwaku Agyemang, Sports Analyst extraordinaire and football coach. He's joining us on the phone from Ghana. You're welcome to SaharaSports101, Nana.
Thank you very much, and a good morning to all your viewers.
Totally. Nana, we wish to take this opportunity to also wish you a happy Ramadan. Congratulations for going through the fasting, and we hope only good things follow.
Yes. So,
Ameen, ameen, ameen.
to all our Muslim brothers out there, happy Ramadan.
Totally. To all our Muslim brothers,
Definitely.
happy Ramadan.
Yeah.
I'll be coming to your homes to enjoy the feasting. Anyways, on today's show, we're going to look at the Women's World Cup tournament, and then they just wrapped up under-20 soccer tournament, and then we'll also be looking at some other issues connected. We will also talk about the Nigerian MVP.
Yes.
Who I understand does not really associate with Nigeria, but we'll get into in
But
those details.
you know how we Nigerians are. If you do a good thing, we embrace you and we claim you again.
I mean, who doesn't love a good thing?
I know, right?
Anyways, you're welcome once again, and let's set the ball rolling. Nana, first of all, the Women's World Cup. Cameroon seems to be hoisting the flag of Africa. What else is happening?
Well, it's business as usual, really, isn't it, for all the other countries? It's good that Cameroon are like in the reckoning, but at the end of the day, when you look at things overall, we are still a very far distance away from the countries that really do invest in women's football and really do promote women's football. And so, we've got to give thanks because, Cameroon are there. When really, if we'd invested properly, if we'd promoted women's football properly, it wouldn't be something that we'd be jumping up and down and saying we're happy about, because it would be prerequisite. There would be lots of other African countries there dominating the scene, but unfortunately, we don't invest enough. We don't promote women's football enough. And so, this is a mediocre sort of achievement so far, and we're quite happy with it. It shows how mediocre we can be sometime. It's not because of the investment or something. It's probably because of good luck and the will of Allah. And we seem to be happy with that. I'm not happy with it at all, because if we really want to be trailblazers, we have to look at what is being done across the world and emulate that. And it's real investment going on. There's a real value being placed in the development of women's football in other countries and other continents. But here in Africa, on the continent of Africa, we're still tagging along. So
Nana,
for me, I can't celebrate.
Nana, we made a record, though. I'm talking of Cameroon's record of being. Cameroon actually produced the first woman to score a hat-trick at the World Cup. Isn't that at least something to be happy about?
Now, when we lift the World Cup, you ask me then, and then I'll be happy. I mean, what achievement is this? The first, I mean, come on. Come on.
This guy is tough.
Let me take your thoughts on that, Humble Prince, and then we'll go back to that.
Right, to harp on what he said, though, Africa didn't really have a good showing in the Women's World Cup. We only sent 3 countries, which is Nigeria, Cameroon, and Ivory Coast. And, Nigerian, we know what happened to Nigeria and Ivory Coast. They were ousted in the first round. And also, but, I think the fact that Cameroon is there, like you said, we have the World Cup. I understand he's saying that we're kind of embracing mediocrity, but it's also a good thing to kind of celebrate. And we never know. Cameroon is the favorite to, they're favorite to go a little deeper. Yeah.
Nana, why did we send just 3 representatives though? Do we only have 3 slots?
I think so. I'm not quite sure, but I mean, you look what happened to Ivory Coast. I mean, if you send a bit more, it'll be 20-0 and 30-0. You know, I think we've got to keep it at 3 for the moment. We've got to keep it within the bounds, you know, because we're not prepared to develop.
Ghana has quite a solid team. I think we could have sent more than 3.
Yes, I thought we could have sent at least 5. No.
Well, it's possible. It is possible. Yeah, Ghana's team isn't bad. We've not quite qualified for the Olympics yet, but it's not bad. But things could be better. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I won't resist a round of applause for Cameroon at the moment. I'm not going to resist that. But I'm by no means happy. Some people will say, oh, you know, you just can't please Nana Agyemang. But the fact of the matter is, you look at the countries here in Africa, and we waste a lot of resources on a lot of unnecessary things, and our priorities seem to be, you know, up the creek. We don't seem to understand what we're doing when we do have resources. And all I'm saying is, we want accolades, we want to be cheered on and celebrated, but not for winning the ultimate, for doing other things.
I see. I get your point.
Like with the Ghana Black Stars, you came second. We gave you 100,000 just to turn up. You came second, runners up, and we gave everybody $77,000 Cherokee Jeep for coming second. Meanwhile, other countries were donating winning bonuses and appearance fees to build infrastructure.
Infrastructure, yeah.
Right.
You know, I mean, I just can't, I really can't subscribe to the...
So Olu has a question for you.
Yeah, I kind of agree to what he's saying. You know, we need to invest more in the women's soccer and everything. But I just wanted to get your opinion. When the Nigerian women's team, the Falcons, when they lost to the United States, they were eliminated. But what do you think about the coach not shaking the Nigerian coach, yes, Edwin Okan, not shaking Jill Ellis, shaking hands with Jill Ellis at the end of the match?
Well, I mean, you know, these things happen, don't they? I mean, you know,
I've never seen it before, though. Nana.
I'm serious.
This is the very first time I'm ever seeing that.
It's a year and a day ago, I think, now when the similar thing happened to Tony Baako at the World Cup, you know, and he was a match commissioner. And you know, so, I mean, these things do happen. These things do happen. They're regrettable, they're reprehensible, you know, but they do happen. And I mean, you know, we've got to take things forward. I mean, it's not the biggest thing to happen at the World Cup so far. I mean, at the end of the day, we go there to win.
It's perhaps a justified reaction for losing. So
yeah, but
but let's move on to the other topic.
No, but I just honestly thought it was a bad display of sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship,
right?
So I do agree.
They should have done that.
I do agree. Nana, let's move on to the under-20 tournament, which just wrapped up. Serbia won. Mali came third.
Yeah.
However, and I really want to hear what you have to say about this, because we had the best player. We had the golden ball.
Yes,
that's Mali.
Africa. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, fantastic. I mean, it's the best decision that could have been made. I couldn't agree with this decision any more than FIFA have. I think it was fantastic. I mean, throughout the group stages, you could see the talent that this boy had. He absolutely fantastic. I remember the goal he scored against Ghana, the second goal. I mean, absolutely wonderful. I mean, it's the sign of things to come. But once again, it's all about development, isn't it? You know, when I look at the Malian performance, I see the senior national team. When I look at the Ghanaian performance, I just see an individual team. I don't see a country that has a football philosophy. But with Mali, I see a country that has a football philosophy that runs entirely through the national setup. I feel so happy about the Malians. I mean, they've come third, but I will celebrate them. Fantastic performances all the way through, considering they finished as one of the best placed third teams in the tournament. What they came out to do after that was absolutely brilliant. So cool, so calm, so composed. They know exactly what it is they're doing, what it is they're up to. I think Traoré there, wonderful player. Lots of future for him, and lots of future for the rest of them as well. They're all brilliant.
Yeah, we should also hope that we almost had an all-African finals with Mali facing Senegal. That must have been Senegal. That must have been a bittersweet match because it was more like a friendly because those two countries, they're so close together and everything. What do you think about that? That we almost had a all-African finals.
Well, I'm not one that goes down that road. We almost won the World Cup. And Ghana almost won the African Cup of Nations. I don't like almost, to be honest.
All right.
Okay.
You're hard to please, man. I see.
Fantasizing.
I mean, Nana is a coach. He's a coach. Every coach, I think, should have this kind of mindset. You're not easily impressed, which I think works well for coaches. Nana, don't you agree? But let me ask you though. You just mentioned that when you look at the Malian team, you see a team with a philosophy. You see a team with a, with a game plan. When you look at Ghana, though, you don't see that. What's happening? How does it turn up, though, that Ghana at the senior level seems to have like a really good side compared to other African countries?
It's just luck.
Luck? Wow.
It's just luck. It's just luck. Because look, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I mean, you look at the senior national team now, and if you're monitoring what is happening, we are going around the globe looking for the offspring of Ghanaian half-baked relationships. Some of those relationships turned into marriage and whatnot. And we're looking, I'm serious. And we're looking for anybody at all who can lace their boots, coming from any type of relationship that involves a Ghanaian man or woman, and then we're drafting them into the senior national team. That is what we're doing.
Nana, it's worked a few times, hasn't it? Tony Baako,
what's the guy?
All of that.
The twins,
You're
the girls,
time. You're going back in time. That was in the beginning. But
no, even recently, Kevin Prince Boateng, who admittedly hasn't been the greatest for the Ghanaian side.
Yeah, he didn't last very long. And what I'm saying to you is that when you look at our senior team, they're all foreign-based players. They're all foreign-based players. The thing about it is we are unable to develop the talent that we have in this country. Not only is it a case that we don't invest, we do not have the capacity as football administrators, as football coaches, to develop the potential that exists in Ghana. And that's why we're flying around the world looking for anyone who's an offspring of a half-baked relationship, Ghanaian relationship.
Now we have soccer academies, quite a number of them springing up in Ghana. Are these not
They are privately owned. They're privately owned, and when those organizations see it best to push those players out of the country, that's what they do. The Ghana Football Association has no hand at all in the development of any of the players that have come from those academies. And we're talking about the Right to Dream Academy, which is run by Tom Vernon. We're talking about the West African Football Academy, which is run by Sam Ade. These are private concerns. You can't look any further to find another academy, a decent academy. We have the Winneba. It's supposed to be an academy. It's based in Winneba, the sports college there. How many kids have come from that sports college to play national team football? The answer is none. How many coaches have come from that Winneba Sports College to come and coach national teams? The answer to that is none. It produces absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. It's a complete waste of resources. A complete waste of resources. We have a technical directorate that the administrative arm of the Ghana Football Association does not listen to. They believe that they can manage technical affairs of the Ghana Football Association as well as handle the administrative affairs. When you've got a situation like this, you're on a hiding to nothing.
Okay, let me hear your thoughts on that, Humble Prince. Let me hear what you have to say about that.
No, I'd say, to be honest with you, I kind of agree with him. I think more needs to be done within the countries. We need to invest more. I mean, and I think if we invest more, we'll get better results. That's just the bottom line, honestly.
Okay, but you don't think enough is being done? Nana makes a good point, which I'm agreeing with. I think we put the money in the wrong places.
Definitely.
The money is there.
The
but
money is there. We have the resources. Exactly. But look at how the other countries that are doing well. develop their sports and everything. And, we've spoken about this in the past. We just need to do more, invest more, groom these players.
Yeah.
So because, they can't just be doing well in the national scene. You have to do well on the world stage.
Yeah,
In the world stage, the
absolutely.
representation is just poor.
Totally.
Honestly.
Nana, before we go on to some more soccer, let's switch a bit and speak about basketball for a second. Nigerian Andrew Iguodala.
Yes.
He's of Nigeria. He has Nigerian heritage. He won the MVP, the most valuable player,
In the NBA Finals.
in the NBA Finals.
Right.
He definitely has Nigerian ancestry. But does this connect with what you were saying a while ago about people? Is Nigeria perhaps forcing to jump on some glory train?
Yeah, once again, I mean, what role did Nigeria play in his development apart from giving him a passport? This is the question. You see, I don't know what role they played, but of course we will want to jump up and say yes, he's Nigerian, yes, he's Ghanaian, etc., etc. Meanwhile, we didn't play any role in his development, and how will his achievement be fed back into the system in Nigeria? Obviously, it will be an inspiration to lots of kids back in Nigeria, but what facilities are there? What infrastructure is there? And who will be there to build the capacities of the players that are there now so that they can arrive at these great heights?
Tell us about the whole thing. Tell us your complete thoughts on the whole situation.
Well, first of all, his father's Nigerian, his mother's African American. So by those standards, we could say, he's Nigerian. He has a Nigerian last name and everything. But to what he's saying, though, what role did Nigeria really play?
I don't think he holds a Nigerian passport, though, does he?
I'm not sure. I have to look into that. But I'm sure.
I'm saying that because I've heard that he doesn't even identify as Nigerian.
And we can't really blame him, man. The guy grew up in Illinois, Chicago. I mean, he was a fan of the Chicago Bulls, so he didn't. I don't think he really identified.
New York, are you Nigerian or
I don't say anything, but
Nana grew up in London, but I'm sure Nana identifies as Ghanaian.
Right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I identify with Nigerian too, obviously. But so with him, let's to what Nana was saying though, what role has Nigerian really played in developing him, other than the fact that his father is Nigerian, honestly. So, but like I said earlier in the show, Nigerians, once you do something good, we're going to embrace you and we're going to claim you as one of ours. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a huge thing that he did, because. This is a guy that they paid $12 million to just sit on the bench. He didn't start one regular season game. He only started in the NBA Finals, and he didn't really start the first two games. And I think one of the reasons he won was because he shut down LeBron James. I mean, his defense on LeBron James was phenomenal. Otherwise, he even said it. He thought LeBron James was going to win the MVP, but he got to win it. So again, let's also say that he's not really the first Nigerian to win the NBA Finals MVP. Hakeem Olajuwon did that. So, but, it's been, how long ago was that? So it's good to identify. And, another thing is that, to what Nana was saying, I think now that the NBA is saying that, they want to start playing games in Africa, I think this is a good thing. And maybe he will start identifying with Nigeria, as him being a Nigerian or whatnot. And we have to also say that we have a lot of good Nigerians in the NBA. Victor Oladipo being one of them that plays for the Orlando Magic. So.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Kudos to him.
Yes, we do congratulate him all the same. And I will still claim him as Nigerian.
Yes. Your last name is Nigerian. You're Nigerian.
Yes, indeed. In fact, I was just about to claim him as Ghanaian, but it's all good. All right.
Right.
Now let's go back to some football.
Yeah.
Last week, thereabouts, the Black Stars donated an amount of about $12,000 to the flood and explosion victims. And there was a lot of hue and cry about they could have done more. First of all, let me pick your thoughts on that. What do you think? Do you think they should have done more?
I can't wait to hear this.
No, well, I mean, I did a Facebook post about it. First of all, I said I thank them. I thank the GFA, thank the technical team, thank the players of the Black Stars and the coaches for their donation. But to be perfectly honest with you, 50,000 Ghana cities, oh my word. I believe that, each player, each technical team member, each management committee member, considering the millions that have passed through them, could have easily given 50,000 Ghana cedis themselves. And you have said it, it's $12,500. They gave a total of $12,500 as a group, and then 2 days later went on to collect $10,000 each for beating a group of carpenters who put on football attire and call themselves the Mauritius national team. I mean, come on. I mean, where are we at? I mean, I just don't understand this philosophy. And let me tell you that Agyemang Bedu went back and gave something like $10,000. He went back and gave a further contribution because perhaps his conscience wouldn't let him sleep. But I mean, it's totally woeful. Asamoah Gyan, you've just bought a house. It's $3 million US. If you give $50,000, you won't even realize that he did it. A couple of days after that, he gave $10,000 to Kolibu Hospital, I think in the cardiac department.
Yeah.
That's more like it. That is more like it. That translates into what? 400 million old Ghana cedis, 40,000 Ghana. That's better. That is better. You can call that a contribution. But 50,000 Ghana cedis, for over, 200 people who lost their lives in fire and flood. Oh, it was absolutely disgraceful. But, sometimes us Africans, we don't have any shame. We don't have any shame. We don't have any pride. I mean, it beats me. I mean, you would expect me to give 12,000. I mean, 12,000 Ghana cedis. You'd expect me to. I'm just a poor coach and sports analyst. But these guys are worth millions in the bank.
Yes.
They're buying Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royce, Jaguars,
Range Rovers and the like.
Range Rovers, Infinities, blah, blah. They have them here in Ghana. Their friends are driving them because they live abroad. Why can't you give 50,000 Ghana cedis on your own?
Interesting point.
30 people, 50,000.
Interesting. Nana, so let's expand that discussion a bit more. So let's look at our stars, our players, and foundations. Somebody like Adebayo, Sheyi Adebayo, actually is very visible on that front. He seems to be giving a lot of money away. We don't see that so much with the Ghanaian players, too much, and even the Nigerian players as well. Is it in our culture, is it in our DNA to be like that?
I don't know. I don't know. But let me say this first of all. You look at what Drogba has done. He is building 8 hospitals at a cost of $8 million US. This is a man who lives abroad. He'll probably never be treated in any of those hospitals. 8 hospitals, $8 million US. He sent 5,000 kids back to school, paying all their fees, etc., etc. You look at Eto Fields. He's set up one of the biggest telecommunication networks in Cameroon, employing thousands, if not tens of thousands of people. This is giving something back to the community. That's what that is called. I don't know what's wrong with us. I don't know what's wrong with our mindset. It's certainly warped. I don't know in what direction. You've got millions and all you want is more and more and more. And when you give, you're squeezing yourself to give. Look, Asamoah Gyan could really help the economy of Ghana on his own. He could do so much on his own. He would never ever feel it. Every 4 months, I think he takes home $1 million, tax-free, plus endorsements, $1 million US.
He's a boxing promoter. He's putting quite a bit of resources and energy into promoting boxing, another discipline of sports.
I'm surprised about that because he didn't come through as a boxer, did he? He came through as a footballer. So
yes, but isn't it worth something that he's trying to promote another sport?
Well, okay. Okay, I hear you.
But to what he said, though, honestly, I really think it's like I think disgrace is kind of like a heavy word, but it's kind of like a slap in the face because these guys do make a lot of money, and for the whole team to just give $12,000, that's a drop in the bucket. So and maybe they probably given more that we don't even know about, but
Nana actually just mentioned that 2 days later they went for this colossal sum, and the truth of the matter is, if each of them had given just 1,000. even just $1,000.
Yes.
That would be inching towards $30,000,
Exactly.
which is much more than $12,000.
And you look at some of the things, like he mentioned Drogba, but look at somebody like Dikembe Mutombo. He's done a lot for his country as well. And, you know, so I think our sports, well, you know, people, they need to definitely do more and give back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Nana, thank you so much. You're in your celebration mood, and we are celebrating with you. Thank you very much for your deep insights. Before you go, though, last words in about 30 seconds.
Well, I'm happy to be on your show. I mean, you call me. I've missed a couple of calls. I'm wondering, the guys from Sahara, they're not calling me. What's happening? So I'm glad to be back.
Nana, so let me tell you quickly, though. We were monitoring the Nigerian elections, so a lot of energy went into that. But now we're back to our regular programming, so you will be getting a lot more calls from us.
Yeah, and it's not because
today my Skype's working. Hooray!
Yeah,
yes, right.
No, I wanted to say it's not because your commentary is a little bit harsh. Don't worry about that. We love it.
Nana, you're the best. Thank you so much.
Olu, if someone slaps you in the face, isn't that the same as a disgrace?
Okay. Thank you very much, Nana Kwaku Agyemang, sports analyst extraordinaire and coach. And thank you very much, co-host.
Faloye, man, we're back, man.
We never leave without shaking hands again, right?
Definitely,
it's a beautiful gesture.
We don't have to just, we don't have to just wait till the World Cup is around. We're going to keep that going.
Love makes the world go round.
Definitely.
Keep love moving. SaharaSports101 will be back next week with more sports from the continent.
Yeah, continue to enjoy Sahara.